This is Mexico, and that is the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. This is Shumi. I've come here to drive the SLS AMGs on the Carrera Panamericana, the road that technically inspired this car to some extent, and the car that made the 300 SL so famous. That's the car we've been driving. Note the number plate, 6304. That's the car we've been driving all of yesterday. And we're going to go out and do a little bit of photography today before we start heading back home for a really long flight back home. But just to give you an idea of what the car is doing here, as you can see, it's a really big car. It doesn't look like how big it is in the photographs, but if I were to just walk around the car and show you the length, it's really quite a large car. It's got a very nice profile. It's got a really long bonnet and a really short boot section. On the boot section here, you can see this is where the spoiler is. We'll deploy it and I'll try to show you how it is. I don't have the keys right now, but I'll try and show you. Of course, the talking piece is the gull wing doors when somebody's locked the car again. And just give me a second. Here it comes, and you can see the door releases, and you pull it open, and it looks like that. That's the passenger side, of course. I'll go around to the other side and I'll release the other door. You can see these strakes, very reminiscent of the old car, as other strakes here. Sorry, I nearly tripped on the pavement there. 1 second. And if you open the other side, that's what the car looks like in a full profile. That, as you can see, there's spectacular doors, and no matter where you go with this car, once those doors open, you will be the center of all attention. This is one of the first car. This is actually the first car that AMG is building for themselves now as a sub-factory within Mercedes-Benz, and one of the signs of that is this gorgeous carbon fiber which is all over the place. I'll try and release the bonnet at some point during this video, and I'll show you what that looks like. These are the aircraft style vents. They're really smooth to use. They feel very nice to use, and that's the interior. Simple meters. In fact, these are the shift pedals here, for down and up, and the central display lights up and tells you basically what you're up to. On top, this set of lights right here, this set of lights is like a shift light. It warns you to shift up when you're going really fast. Center console, more carbon fiber. Typical Mercedes-Benz style interior. Very few buttons and very well placed, so you don't get confused very fast. Air conditioning, the automatic, and these are all the various options you've got. That sets the mode for the car. C is comfort, sport, sport plus, etc. Engine start and stop. As you can see, it glows red. Then there's the ESP off, the deployment of the spoiler, the AMG button. Unfortunately, it's not a very spacious interior, not that you'd expect one in a car like this, but if I were to just slide this back, as you can see, it's a relatively small amount of space inside. And once you slide that back, then you can't access this compartment, which is a little more space inside, right? There's a nice little deck here. I wish that the deck had a lip somewhere here. It would have made this a little more practical. You could have at least stored some documents on it without them sliding off. Although the suede covering is grippy, but not really that grippy. I'll just release the boot so I can show you what the boot looks like. So this is the rear end of the car. That's what the boot looks like. It's not as small as you think. It can take a substantial amount of stuff when you want it to. And now I'll try and see if the spoiler button works without the key, and if it does, I'm sorry, it doesn't. Okay. And now I'll show you the massive engine. I'll reach deep in here for a button there, and here we go to the front of the car again. Let it adjust. Yes, it has. That is the big honking 6.2 liter V8. I'm saying 6.2 because it's 6208 cc, although Mercedes-Benz calls it a 6308 6.3 liter engine, as you can see on the side of the car. You can see it's gorgeous, and again, more carbon fiber as much as you like. It's all over the place, and it looks really quite lovely. I was driving the car yesterday. I thought it felt really nice. Of course, on public roads you can't actually tell much, which is okay, but from whatever the speeds we were doing, I think we were hit up to 180. We were in a police escort, so we were allowed to. We thought it went really spectacularly, but I wouldn't say this is a very frantic or agile car. This is just a very comfortable, elegant car, and it does everything with this calm smoothness, which is really enjoyable. In that sense, it's almost like a GT rather than a sports car. And that's, I think, more or less what the car is about. So I'm just going to sign out now.